Alrighty, everybody. I have just rolled the carrier into the housing. So from the last video where the carrier was on the toolbox, the only thing I've done is took it and placed it in the housing. And I've filled the gap with shim. And there's no specific number of shims or thickness of shim. I placed the carrier in the housing. I pushed it towards the pinion. Towards the pinion gear, and I added some shim here to keep it off the pinion gear just a little bit. So there's just a little bit of backlash here right now. Well, it's actually a lot. That's quite a bit, but we're going to measure it here in a second. But you want to get it close. Just get it close, and then and as you're pushing towards the pinion, you're going to want to push the race, push everything towards the pinion, and then fill this gap with shim until it's tight. And once it's tight, put your caps on. So we're going to put these caps back on. Make sure the arrow's pointing out. I had Brett over here helping me make a video, but I had to make a pinion adjustment. So I have to make another video. So now that you got the cap on, don't torque these to spec. Just put them on and get them tight, snug. Just get it snug, and make sure you install both of them. And again, arrow's got to be pointed out. And then on this side of the locker, if you remember from the previous video, there is a pin. This pin has got to go in this gap. Don't make the mistake of having that pin tucked underneath here, or having it down too far, which you really can't do because this is in the way, but just make sure it's in the gap and you won't have any problems. So let's go ahead and snug this up. Okay. So the only thing I've done now is I've placed the carrier in the housing, pushed the ring gear towards the pinion, put shim on this side, and then filled the gap on this side. And now the ring gear is in there with little to zero lateral movement. And all we're looking to do is get a baseline measurement for the backlash. Just something to give us an idea of where we're at, and that way we can adjust from there, because there is no measurement that you can really take to give you an exact amount of shim that you need on each side. So this is one of those check, recheck type procedures, or check and adjust type of procedure. My dial indicator is just simply mounted to the bottom of the housing, screwed in there nice and tight. This bar is tight, everything's tight. I have the dial indicator itself sitting on the end of one of the teeth, and it's on there with a preload. You want to pull this ring gear all the way to one end, and then set your zero. So we pull down on it. Now we're going to set the zero. So we'll set zero, and then we'll just move the ring gear. So this is obviously way too much. Looks like about 18.5 or 18 thousandths of backlash, right? And our target's between 5 and 8. I usually go between 4 and 10. Anywhere between 4 and 10 thousandths is about perfect. So while we're here, I know that my backlash needs to be adjusted. It's too much. So with the teeth being tapered, the taper of the teeth does not, it basically just doesn't equal, it's not equal to the amount of shim you need. It's a calculus problem, right? So as you move further away, there's a slope here from, it's sloped. So if this is 19 thousandths and we need to get to between 5 and 10, you don't just take 10 thousandths out of here and expect to get 9 for the backlash. So you take 10 from here and add 10 here to push it this way by 10 thousandths of an inch. Is not going to equal 10 on the dial indicator. It may equal probably closer to 11 or 12 thousandths, which still gets us in the window we want. So that's actually, I'm going to end up adjusting it by 10 thousandths. But if you do that and you're on the edge, you may actually put yourself out. So just keep that in mind. But like I said, it's a check, adjust, and a check again type procedure. That's very easy to do. There's no black magic associated with this. You install the carrier, fill the gap with shim, and then you just adjust shims. If you're too far away, you subtract here, add here. If you're too close, you add here, subtract here. The same amounts of shim. So if you need to take 5 thousandths away here, that moves the whole carrier over 5 thousandths, which means you need to add the 5 thousandths to this side. It's very easy. It's really not a difficult job. Since we're this close at 19 thousandths, you could check a pattern and roll this through and check your paint, which I usually do. I probably check the paint 2 or 3 times through this whole process just to make sure that everything's meshing properly as I adjust the backlash. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to do backlash first, and then we'll just check the pattern last, which is typically what a lot of guys do anyway, because then it checks how deep the pinion's going on top of just the backlash measurement. So let's I'm going to stop the video for a minute so I can make a shim adjustment, and then I'll be right back.